So we covered a little bit of this lady. She's schizo. She's super fucking crazy. She is like mega schizo crazy.
Just take a breather and really process everything that happened with Charlie and what it kind of means in terms of where we are. And I think it is a circumstance where we just know. We just know that he was truly betrayed in one of the most egregious ways that I think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics. It has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact.
What? When did you ever put faith in Trump? Excuse me? Hell, I don't think anyone here has faith in Trump. I know I damn sure don't. Bro talks a big game, but I've yet to see it.
But he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics, and
what's she talking about?
We're like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday, bro. If they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them? Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? Like,
what holiday? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're gonna give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did. They did.
Why are you acting like people give a shit enough about you that they're gonna give you a quote unquote holiday? Lady, nobody likes you. That's why you had to go on hiatus. You're crazy.
They gave him freaking bullet. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no question. They killed you. There's no way. That's like their signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's when they sign off after they murder you. So like holiday and a boulevard. And it's never on a nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not gonna be a nice side of town.
You see, this is the reason why all these people are fucking schizo on these protests right here. Take a good look at it, boys. This is why you see grown-ass men out in the middle of the street sucking on pacifiers and wearing a fucking cow onesie. Right here.
Anyways, I will be back on the 27th, you guys. Thank you guys for all the support throughout these couple of weeks, these last really kind of 6 weeks since Charlie died. And software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like when my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eye. We've become less healthy. Mm-hmm. We've become less emotionally sound. And yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon, and he just like called them up and was like, "Hey, Prez, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool."
That hasn't happened since like the fucking. When did that even happen? That was like over like, what? The fuck is she talking about, bro? When did they put the first man on the moon? It was in like 1969. You're crazy.
Is she just soft launching the fact that the moon landing is fake? Like, I feel like she's just kind of throwing that one in there as like a, oh yeah, by the way type situation, isn't she?
Maybe that's what she's trying to do.
Starry night up here.
This lady's schizo, bro. She's crazy. She's absolutely bonkers.
Cam and text I go by in 69 and
69 is a thing where you call people back or you have their number on like speed dials, like star 69.
Demons.
Oh yeah, the demon talk.
Who establishment of Hollywood. Are telling us that this is the next person that we should worship. The establishment of Hollywood. It was all cults. They were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons
What the fuck, man? And this is the kind of shit. See, like I've had there was somebody on Fox that said the same thing. And I immediately stopped and I was like, "Nope, you're crazy. You're actually schizo. You're nuts." That is some like I don't even know. Honestly, you could have told me that the Earth was flat, and you would have gotten a better response from me. Honestly,
as far as I know, he didn't cast any spells.
They are making us all believe that faith is not real. And that has been, I think, the greatest.
So they want, just real quick, I'm going to just take this back, just so we can just make sure we put all this in context real quick, one more again.
and demons are real. So at the same time, if they're souls, they were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons, and demons are real. So at the same time, if they're summoning demons, they are making us all believe that
even inside of the framing that you're creating, it still doesn't even make you right. Even inside God's real. Doesn't even logically make sense. Even if you can summon demons from an alternate universe, that doesn't mean that God's real. Like this is like even how
allows them to further tether us to their reality and to their God, which is money.
Yes.
Right. Well, if you truly knew and believed, like I do, I actually know that this is not it. Like I know this is not it.
Yeah.
But
she
if
knows.
you truly believed that, you wouldn't sell your soul. People think that that's just like an expression. Oh, he sold his soul. No, you are literally selling your soul. Like when you tell lies and you go down a path of lying.
You know what's really sad and scary about this? I don't think she's lying. I think she genuinely believes the shit that's coming out of her mouth. I do. That's the sad and scary part about it. And what's really sad and scary is that somebody like this has a platform.
Because you're so afraid of not having the security of a paycheck, or you're willing to do something terrible to maintain that job.
This goes against even the okay, so that's not even true, because like inside of like the Church of Satanism, Aleister Crowley and everything, there's a process of giving up your soul to Lucifer. Like this is already like you don't even know what you're talking about.
That's my personal.
This shit's crazy.
We'll be back on Monday. Full steam ahead. Just really needed to.
Yeah, no, this lady's like
so fucking bad.
Full blown 100% schizo. No way, dude.
And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday.
So there's more to this than meets the eye.
If they try to give
there's a good chance it's because she invited somebody onto her podcast. And, well, let's just say that it didn't end well for her because she got embarrassed on her own podcast.
A holiday. What is with them giving people a holiday?
This was the beginning of the end.
I personally, and this would be me lecturing, but I just feel like you really have no idea who you are until you start a family. And whether that means just marriage, some people who are struggling to have children, okay, fine. But there's such a growth that happens because of that I think it informs your beliefs in so many ways. And I think that was a huge turning point.
What does having kids have to do with your fucking beliefs? Like, what? Man, the amount of mental gymnastics. Like, she's going to have to, like, stop talking and thinking because, like, the smog that's being produced out her ears is enough to, like, kill a flock of seagulls. She's going to have to stop that, bro. That's crazy.
For me, like, I wonder if I had been pressed with everything that happened last year, if I didn't have like the unshaken faith and my family, what would I have done? And sometimes when I see the things that you say, I do think,
I don't have my family. I don't really believe in God like that either. I believe that there's probably a higher power, but I don't have a family. And you know what I did? I pulled myself up by my fucking bootstraps and I got to work and supported myself. Even when my mom died. Even whenever I was couch hopping. You'll figure out a way. It's the human nature. I promise you.
He doesn't take into account family. Like it's just Nick. Nick is in his own world, which can be, I think, a quite selfish perspective, which is fine. That's what you're saying. You like being selfish is another way to say what you just said. I like being selfish and I don't want to give of myself to somebody else. But
I also think there's something selfless involved, which is to say, I could go and start a family and drag them into a world of mine, which is pretty chaotic. You know, I mean, is this really the kind of a lifestyle? If I'm banned on everything and I can't make a living, I'm banned from banking, I'm banned from credit card processing, I'm getting docked.
If you're wondering what he means by banking and credit card processing, Trump had to pass a law that says that you can't be denied banking or credit card processing due to a kind of what was going on with Steam, how they were threatening to remove the payment processing off of Steam because they were selling games that were like not safe for work, and how they cannot give you a bank account simply because of your beliefs, which is disgusting, by the way. Yeah, why would you want to bring a child into that? Why would you want to bring a child into a collapsing economy where the top 1% own all the wealth in the entire economy, and they're trying to force a civil war amongst the weak and the interracial parts of the country? Because that's what this all is. They're making it a war between races when really it should be a war between upper and lower class. That's how it always is. I mean, we've seen how many movies based on this, how many books you've read based on this, how many fucking economies you've seen collapse because of this. Like, come on.
People are showing up to my house trying to kill me, things like that. And what's more, I mean, let's also get,
And you can't say that that's not what they're doing, because, like, you realize that after Kirk was assassinated, there were people getting online openly stating that they wanted to kill his wife and kids. Like, for fuck's sake.
I also don't appreciate the lecture. You don't know me, so I know you're married. I know you're older than me, but you don't know me. You don't know my life. You don't know my situation. I don't think you're in a position to give me advice, especially as a woman, honestly.
And it's funny he says that because the DEI woke initiatives that the government pushed alienated white males from getting jobs. It incentivized with money the hiring of diversity in jobs, meaning that if you were to hire, like if you had a choice between 3 white males and 3 women, or 3 women of color, or 3 men of color, or 3, trans or whatever kind of people, they would go with the 3 that were trans or race and just not white men. And they would get a stipend from the government, a payout from the government for doing that. That's what he's referring to.
This really, bro, this was the end.
I don't think women, this is something in the right wing. We say we're anti-feminist. And then women go around telling men what to do, who are not their husbands. And, I don't really buy into that ideologically, but that's besides the point. My life has been tumultuous from the very beginning.
Oh, shit. And then this was the one. Oh, my God. I don't even know if I can watch this one. But this was the end. Yes, this scrambled her brain. Yeah, this was it. This radicalizer, watch. I think I can.
I'm trying to understand if you think that it's all black people are like this, or if your world is kind of colored by this is what's going on in America. Mm-hmm. This has failed for 1,000 reasons. Welfareism has definitely, black people in 1940s stand up. My grandfather, I talk about that denigration and the corrosion of culture. Yeah. That's happening. White, black, whatever you want to name it, there is this intentional corrosion of culture. So do you think it's literally, well, this is just what a black person is when they come out? Or do you think that post-welfare, LBJ, Great Society, this is what black Americans have become, and I have a right to respond to that and say that as a white man, I don't want to live there?
Well,
This
is an emotional manipulation tactic.
This was it.
I think it's more nature than people would like to believe.
I guarantee you she asked that question not thinking that he would be ready to answer it in a way that wouldn't make him look bad. Because that was a very, very set up question, and the bro not only threaded the needle, but delivered a punch straight to the jaw.
There's this classic tension of, is it nature, is it nurture, is it cultural, or is it intrinsic, is it racial? And I've always been on the latter side of this among conservatives. Conservatives like to say it's all culture. Black America is the way it is because of hip hop music and the Great Society and that kind of stuff. And I think the uncomfortable reality is a big part of it is intrinsic. One of the big arguments against the abolition of slavery in the 1860s.
He actually is going there. He goes on her show. Yep. As I said, I think this, and also the other thing is the reception to this was overwhelmingly, I'm not giving a statement on this.
That this is the reason why you don't see people a lot doing this when it comes to inviting, like Hassan. You wouldn't see someone like Hassan inviting someone over like Asmon, just like you wouldn't see Asmon doing the same thing for Hassan, simply because whenever you fundamentally look at these two opposing sides, one of them is false. And it becomes very apparent once you start unraveling the knot who's false. And then that side that is false, I'm not going to say which side, usually has to come up with new tactics like blatantly lying to make their point that is already built on false pillars. It just doesn't look good for either side.
Overwhelmingly, a lot of people agreed with Nick.
And it doesn't look good for either side, because if you've got people that don't really care to look and check facts, then you've alienated people because of a standpoint that is true. And that's the fucked up part about it.
That's what happened.
Is that, you know, when Europeans colonized Africa, they hadn't discovered the wheel. There's no two-story buildings. There's no writing. There's no written language. Missionaries had to go to Africa in the last century and invent it for the African people, because there's no recorded history. They didn't have writing.
So Egypt is not in Africa.
Well, Egypt
is not African. Egyptians were not part of that culture. Egyptians were so advanced that you can't even compare these two.
is a different race. The Egyptians were not black.
Okay, but you said when they went to Africa, so I just want to...
The interior of Africa in the late 19th century, scrambled for Africa.
So we're now knocking Egypt out of Africa.
Well, Egypt is part of northern Africa, sub-Saharan Africa.
You said Africa, so I'm not trying
Oh my god, dude, she's really trying to do a gotcha.
I'm not trying to get a gotcha. I'm just responding.
Oh, bullshit, lady. Bullshit. I can't stand that. Of like, oh, I'm not trying to do this, but you're actively trying to do
Africa.
it.
Yeah.
It's in Africa. It's Egypt. It's kind of ridiculous to say there was no written language.
Well,
so I'm just trying to get you to
Sure.
You know,
Egyptians are not African.
Man.
I'm not pushing back. The internet will. So, you know.
Egyptians are not racial Africans.
The internet did push back. That's the problem.
Oh, they push back.
When I say
hard.
African, I'm saying sub-Saharan Africans.
Sub-Saharan, okay.
Black people because it is a different race. In sub-Saharan Africa, and Europeans did not penetrate that until late 19th century. They didn't have any of this. To the extent that you have infrastructure in Africa, it's from the Muslims in the Sahel, in the Maghreb, in northern Africa, where the Arabs colonized. And then you had, Carthage and Egypt. You had ancient civilizations. But sub-Saharan Africa, they didn't have that. You take these people out of that land and put them here, and they're enslaved people. You let them free in a...
So this definitely... I think this was the beginning of the end for Candace Owens.
I think he's right. I think it completely cooked her. It fried her like an omelet, and that was just it. After that, she ended up taking her couple days off, but no, it just demolished, man. Just demolished.